Hello, Jim Adams. Welcome to the Easy Investing Income YouTube channel. Today I want to share with you my plans for 2022. I'm going to talk about my goals, both in what I can earn monthly as well as per trade. Also going to talk about the returns I think I can earn in my retirement account. So please stick around. I'm sure you're going to enjoy what I have for you today. Okay, I've opened up my yearly 2021 review and 22 plans. This is the same spreadsheet that I did share in my previous video. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail with this, especially the stuff I went over last time. What's important to note here is I did do 25,273 for the whole year, which averaged 2,100. This becomes key for how I plan. I plan pretty much on a monthly basis what I want to earn as well as per trade. So you'll notice that my highest number of trades was 19. So the most I did in any particular month was 19, and the least was 11. And the average per trade was 136. So the goal is to do fewer trades and make a higher average so I don't have to do as many trades and I can make this really passive. And that's what I've been able to do. And I've been able to do it with good quality value companies. With the exception, I did take a loss with Microsoft, which you can see here is a negative 368. And then I do have, I've had some issues with ARK Innovative, and I don't plan to sell puts with it anymore. I may roll, I have two more positions, I may roll those. But for the most part, I'm going to avoid very volatile stocks. And I include Microsoft that because it's gone through the roof and it could very well come down as quickly as it went up at, when it's 350, I think it's 330 a share or something. So let's move down, and this is the area where I share my goals. So at the beginning, when I first started my journey in September 2020, my goal was to make $1,000 a month, and I was able to do that literally the first month. So I pretty quickly updated that to $1,500 a month. Now, if you're just getting started and you're learning how to do this yourself, then go with a much lower goal. I was selling options for a long time, going back almost 20 years, selling covered calls. So I've had a little bit more experience. So if you're just getting started, set a much lower goal. You could set a $250, $500 goal. That's okay. That way you give yourself more time to learn how to do it the right way. So I went from 100 to 1500 in January 21. Then I went to 2000 a monthly in February of 21. So for 2022, I'm going to look at getting 2500 monthly. And at the end of the year, I hope to be at 3,000 monthly. And these are kind of modest when you look at how I ended up 2021. But I don't want to go too crazy with it. I want to, learn the right way to do it than just trying to earn a ton of money. The 2,500 to 3,000 monthly, as well as the dividends that I do earn on these accounts, since they're already funded. There's plenty of stocks and ETFs in there that pay good dividends. I'm averaging between 12 and 1,300 a month. And one of my goals is to increase that. You'll notice over here under goals for 2022, increase dividends in accounts up to 3.5%. Right now, I believe it's 2.5%. So that's another thing. I do want to acquire some of these stocks and earn even higher dividends, especially if we have a correction. There may be some really good dividend paying stocks that I can pick up. Now, going along with these higher monthly goals, I also want to do 150 per trade. So that 137 that I did in 2021, I want to be at the bottom 150 for any month, and then my goal is that by the end of the year I'm able to do 200 per trade, well, hopefully in June 22. So that way you don't have to do many trades. Like this week I've already done two trades, both were over 200. And if I do one more trade and another 200, I'm pretty near my goal for the week. So in a sense, if you look at it weekly, it would be 625. 2,500 divided by 4 is 625. So if I can get to 625, and I believe I'm at 430, I only need another $190 or $195 to reach that for this week. So those are my main goals. Those are my monthly goals. And again, being able to earn between 2500 and 3000 monthly with my dividends, I'm pretty much financially independent. That's about what I need on a monthly basis. My house is, I have a very small house payment on it, so I'm lucky in that instance. And I do have a technology business that I'm still working on, and I do earn some money with that, but I almost don't need that anymore with what I'm earning with this. Now, I'm going to stick to all my guidelines that I had before. I'm going to stick to the 20 delta, and some of these others where the strike is 10% above and below, and the 30, 60-day expiration. That would be the average. Again, I had mentioned I do like to do leaps, which are contracts that are over a year. But I'm not going to do naked trades. I'm not going to do naked vertical call spreads. That's what happened with Microsoft and why I took that $2,800 loss. I'm going to avoid high volatile stocks like ARKK and Microsoft. I do still like to trade with Apple. I haven't quite, if it comes down to the 150 range, then I'll probably sell some more puts on it, hoping to pick it up at 130 or around that amount. And as always, I'm going to close at least a day before expiration or the ex dividend date, usually 2 to 3 days. And then the only things I will be changing with this is I'm going to close any positions that reach 85 instead of 90. I added, I think in September, October, that I was going to close any positions that reach 90%. Now I'm going to change that to 85%. So if you made $100 in premium, if there's only $15 left of premium on that contract, I'm going to go ahead and close it and spend that $15. And I did that before with the 90%, and it made it very profitable. I was able to get out of things when I needed to, and it allowed me to make better trades later after I was able to get out of those positions. One time I think I even was able to open another position and was able to use an outer arm of a put. So that's been one of my biggest changes recently that's given me the ability to make even more premium. So, and then I'm going to sell in certain instances 3 contracts, especially if the price is under $50. If I can that's one way I can earn closer to 200 per trade. I'm going to trade on fewer stocks, things I really want, and I do have more cash now, so I'm going to leave more cash available so I can do three trades or 3 contracts in a particular trade. Now, it won't be always. I'll still do some cases where it's 1, especially with covered calls, or 2. But the trade I mentioned earlier that I did yesterday, one was for Coca-Cola, one trade, it was a leap. I think I made 200 for it. And the other one, I sold 3 contracts on Intel. Intel came way up yesterday. So I ended up selling 3 contracts on Intel cover calls and was able to do over $200. I think it was $70 per trade. So, and that's what I'm going to try to do. That way I can make this even more passive, and I still have those same companies that I enjoy. So that I look at adding more positions to, or more shares. So now let's go over these other ones. So like I said, I'm going to stick to covered calls, cash secured puts, and vertical put credit spreads. And like I mentioned in other videos, for the vertical put credit spreads, actually they start off as cash secured puts, and if I can get an inexpensive outer arm, hopefully no more than a 10 spread or $1,000, I will do that. Now, I found lots of people are buying options. So I have been able to find outer arms in a lot of cases recently. Now, I used to always be able to find inexpensive outer arms, but that's changed. If you've also experienced that, please add a comment below. I'd like to hear if you've had that situation too. I am going to try a new trade each quarter. I did an Iron Condor. I only did one, and I made okay money on it. I think I made $50 in 2021. Well, I may look at other trades that I've not tried that may be something worth looking at. And I'm thinking if I do one of those per quarter, and if it works out, then I'll add it to my strategy. And then for my retirement accounts, I'm looking at between 12 and 18%. I've been able to do that other than taking a big loss with ARK. But before I took that big loss with ARK, I was I was able to do between 12 and 18% return on a yearly basis, and I hope to continue that in my three retirement accounts going forward. That would allow me to double it in 4 or 5 years. So, and then, like I mentioned before, I'm going to increase my dividends. I'm going to be hopefully picking up, more dividend-based stocks that pay really good dividends. So those are my main goals. That's what I'm planning for 2022. And as I go, I will change this. I will increase it if I need to. Say middle of the year, I easily make 3,000 a month because of changing some of my strategies. I will increase that. Um, so I am going to provide this spreadsheet to my patrons so they can use it how they see fit. I do have two levels of memberships on Patreon. I've got the basic level, which is the investor level. It's $10 a month, and you get all my spreadsheets. Every time I make a trade, I actually post it out to all my patrons, and that's literally right after I make the trade. Um, as well as I do have some special content. If I run across a good video or article, I do share it with my patrons. The higher, more expensive one is 25 a month, and that's because it includes a meeting each week. Several of us get together. We talk about investments. We talk about what we're looking at, and it's worked out really well. I've gotten some ideas from other guys, and they've gotten ideas from me. And we talk goals. They're setting goals and what they want to do and rearranging their accounts. So I encourage you to take a look. The information will be below to access that, and I do have my blog that you can look at all that information. I'll provide in the comments below. And as always, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. I'm trying to grow the channel. Once I get over 500, I think I'm going to do some live events. I'm looking at doing that with plans for 2022 for my YouTube channel. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful, prosperous 2022. Thanks for joining me.